up some very important conversations and topics that need to be discussed across the globe, especially when it comes to the economy, comes to climate. The one common theme that we find when we watch any Davos meetings is a certain sense of doom, a certain sense that there are always issues that need to be addressed. Um, for me personally, I want to see a Davos conference that looks for with optimism rather than otherwise. The conversations about inflation, that seems to be positive. It seems as though there's going to be a discussion about how inflation is going to decrease over the next year or so. But it also talks about the disparity in income between different classes of people. I don't think that that's necessarily true. And the same thing with the climate. We've made some great strides in the climate, but I think they're going to spend more time focusing on the negative as opposed to the positive. Well, I think that there has to be. I mean, this is a great topic. I mean, Kurdistan sits on a lot of oil. Kurdistan is really an ally of the West and all that is good in the world. Um, what the prime minister must do when he's there speaking to world leaders, he must impress upon them that Baghdad, Turkey, Iran, the world courts really need to start focusing on Kurdistan, and really needs to be able to give Kurdistan the freedom it needs in order to provide the energy that the world needs, in order to provide the economic stability that Kurdistan needs, and the impact that it will have regionally, and beyond. I think that Kurdistan plays a key role in the global energy. You're 100% right. Forums such as this are fantastic opportunity for a bilateral conversation where Kurdistan and other countries can engage on an individual basis. Um, it's also an opportunity where Kurdistan's leadership has can impress upon other leaders what really needs to happen between Baghdad and Erbil, between Iran and Turkey, and by giving them the opportunity, having the opportunity to sit down one on one and engage on this very topic, I think is a prime opportunity. It's going to be very, very important to have those bilateral discussions. In a much larger setting where you have many countries engaged in a panel discussion or in a larger discussion, I think that the Kurdistan could get lost in a larger issue if we're talking about Iran or we're talking about regional stability and so on. I think there is a great opportunity here. Well, I mean, from a Kurdistan's perspective, with regards to energy, there's no question about it that impressing upon the region that there has to be some engagement on this pipeline to the port of Ceyhan, which is where Kurdistan sends their oil. But even beyond that, where we talk about the region, this is an opportunity where regional leaders can, or global leaders can impress upon the world that we need to really take on a collaborative effort in securing the maritime straits. These are this is an important opportunity where countries that have been reluctant to get involved because they don't want to get involved. They don't want to become part of the to become a target, shall we say? This is an opportunity where we can now go and engage and try to bring everybody together. I think that there is a great deal of trust amongst nations. It really depends on the issue that we talk about. Every country has their own agenda, things that they feel that their country needs. But I see that there is a great trust in the diplomatic realm between most countries. I think when you have these external issues that are playing into that play into it, you have outside groups that often portray a lack of trust. But when we take a look at the environment, with the exception of countries like China that ignore any environmental agreements, most countries are on the same page. Most countries within the Middle East, most countries, I didn't say all of them, most countries within the Middle East are on the same page and are moving towards a unified path. You do have those outliers, like Iran, for example, and sometimes Turkey as well. But generally speaking, countries are on this are generally have decent relations. Yes, I'm not going to, we can't ignore Russia, Ukraine. We can't ignore China, Taiwan. And we can't ignore Israel and in Gaza. There's no question about it. We can't ignore those. But the world is a very big place. And even with regards to those conflicts, most of the world is unified and on the same page. So I think that when we talk about disunity and bringing everybody back, I think it's on an issues based, and we can't lose sight of the larger picture. Correct. That's correct. We need stability. I always say stability comes before peace. Everybody wants peace, but before you have peace, you have to have stability. And there's no question about it that when it comes to specific issues, those issues, if we can come closer together, we will bring a sense of stability. Again, I go back to my comments about Kurdistan's oil. If we can come to an agreement on Kurdistan's oil, there will be stability in Kurdistan. There will be stability outside and larger. We just really need to focus on the issues. And if we can focus on specific issues that really matter, then we will see stability. It's when we talk about issues that are important, but not under but necessarily are not on the forefront. They'll take a step behind. We have inflation, we have energy, we have the economy at large, and then we can take the next tier, which may be the climate, and maybe some other issues.